Hello, my good friends, my sisters and my brothers. This is Eddie Marcus. Ooh. One more time, I want to thank you so very much for giving me this, your moment, to share in this video that I have prepared for you. The subject that I have chosen to use, if I can get this thing going, well, I guess I don't have it. Looking for some shades to get the sun out of my eyes. The subject that I've chosen for you this morning is money, the bait of the misguided. Money, the bait of the misguided. Now, when you think about the term bait, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Well, if you're an avid sportsman, your first thought might be fishing. And that'll come to your mind because when you go fishing, the first thing you're looking for, if you're going to be prepared to go, are bait. But there are many kinds of bait. There are certain baits you would not go fishing with. But just think about it, ladies and gentlemen, if you will. All of the food that fish can ever want to eat in a big old lake, in a big old pond, in an ocean. But it seems as if they're just not satisfied with what they got. And so they keep on reaching for something else. And there's nothing wrong with that all the time. Just sometimes. Many times when you do that, that's when you call being progressive. But in order to be progressive, my friends, you got to take a step. So they take a step, some learn, some don't. There are some fish that will never come close to being caught by a piece of worm, gizzard on the end of a hook. But for some, they can't wait. They got areas that they've been waiting there so often because the fishermen know it and they come there to that particular spot. Now all of a sudden, they got this place that they go and all just waiting on a bite. And the fisherman is up there with the bait on the hook, looking for a bite. And here come one misguided. Some people want to call him a fool. I just didn't want to call him a fool. Misguided. Ooh, there it is. And he closes up there and whoop, and grab that bait. And that fisherman says, I got him. I got him now. And what happens next? The fish is in a skillet, frying, becoming someone's meal. Now, you say to yourself, well, if the school of fish is there, they see the guy take this bait and disappears, shouldn't that be a lesson? Well, I don't know what the should or all of that, but I ask you, is it a lesson? Or if it is, shouldn't I use it? Now, why did I use that analogy, ladies and gentlemen, or start off with that? Because I know you know what fishing is. Even if you've never gone, you've heard about it. That nice fish, we just pulled them up out of the ditch, we just pulled them up out of the lake, we just pulled them out of the pond, we just pulled them out of the ocean. How did you get him? With a bait. Oh, wow. A bait. So let's take that and see if we can turn that around to mean something else. What happened to us? We have the whole world, human beings, Everything that's on this earth, everything that's in this earth, everything that's above this earth, everything, whether it's seen or unseen, we were made to rule over it all. That don't mean we know everything, but we got the potential to grow. That's why we put the stone wheel down, and now we got spaceships. We grew. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we might have stopped walking on our bare feet and put on shoes, but have we really grown? Have we really grown in our relationship to one another? Well, I ask you this. In a world where your imagination is the only thing that can limit you, in your imagination, my friends, is not limited. And everything else is available for you to be just you. And it's designed in such a way by that power that it is absolutely magnificent. Isn't that great? Peace, prosperity, freedom, joy of life, and the fulfillment of your dreams. The fulfillment of your dreams. That means whatever you need, food, you never have to worry about it. Clothing, you never have to worry about it. Shelter, you never have to worry about it. And it will be commensurate with the times and progressive at that. But it doesn't stop there. You got education, unlimited and unrestricted. I mean, you already got it. It's a natural plan. It's a natural order of things. Healthcare. It can't get any better than this. The things that we don't know is because we haven't been given a challenge. And as soon as we're given that, we find out. And we master it. Why? Because we're made that way, to master stuff. Why do we master it? Because it's not our knowledge that is the answer. It is the knowledge of another that has been given to the brother. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. All that we need, all that we want, all that we desire. Isn't that absolutely fantastic? That's like the fish out in the ocean, never thinking about coming anywhere close. Close, that he could be distracted by something else that is not perhaps good for it. The fish, never like it. So here we are. But then, just like a fish, it must be something about life itself. We're challenged. Somebody comes around and approaches us with some old strategy we never even imagined that they would even ever think of. It would ever cross anyone's mind. And they come up with this strategy, and they go out and they tell the public, we got to split them up. We got to divide them. And so we spend our time trying to tell some people, hey, you're better than they are. You're smarter than they are. You deserve more and better than they do. And some people believe that. And having believed that and accepted that, they walk out and yield all of that potential power that they had into deception. Now, the things that have been given to you by the master, they still belong to you. You still need them. They are still required. But this one that deceived you in the beginning and convinced you that you are more important, that convinced you that you are more deserving, that convinced you that it's all right to do anything you have to do to get ahead. Being convinced like that, it is easy for you to be manipulated, to believe that you have to go and forcibly take stuff that don't belong to you. Forcibly take stuff that don't belong to you. And the world have a history of doing that. And so when you're taking stuff that does not belong to you, You're causing pain. You're causing suffering to someone else. And you're doing it because you've been misled to believe that you are more special than another. And so everybody still needs the same things. So to try to please yourselves that you are legitimate, you offer the people who you've stolen from an opportunity to get some of it back by working for you. And you pay them wages commensurate with how they serve you. When I mean serve you, I mean the benefit that you get out of their service. Well, it begins with, first of all, those of you who have been convinced that you're more important. You're the ones that's going to get the greater benefit. You know, they always say only the fools who get a paycheck work. The bosses don't work. Rich people don't work. They live off debt and taxes, or they live off your labor. They live off your investment. Well, that's what they say. Mean you're more important. You're more special. You're more dirty. You'll lie. You'll cheat. You'll steal. You'll kill. Well, this is what'll happen. And so man decided that he didn't want to die. So he went for the bait, the money. And not knowing the game that's being played because it's been normalized, everybody wants to get more money. And the more money you get, the more allegiance and responsibility you have to commit to another. Another whose plan it is to rob, deceive, and cause the pain of suffering that we have today. In the military right now, if this nation's people of color get so upset that they decide they're going to destroy this baby, the President of the United States, who has already indicated, so nobody got to question it, if you ain't white, and the more whiter you are, the better, but it's got to be some white, you don't matter at all. He's indicated that he would love killing you. You know, everybody that got some color in them know that. He has that ability. He has the button. He can do that. Well, he probably won't do that because he'll destroy himself, and he's definitely not going to destroy himself. But that's the kind of authority you have over your head. And yet, the power that made you, my friends, has one thing that deception will never take away from those that got it, and that is truth. Truth is that if God made you, it's for a purpose. God didn't make you to walk on this earth and be a slave and die for anyone. But those guys that's in that military, if the president says, go out, gave them a command to go out in the streets and bring order, that means stop those who are protesting, stop those who are angry, stop those who are legitimately upset by any means necessary. Put some bullets in them if you have to. And I guarantee they will do it. And they will say it was an order. That'll use that as an excuse. I'm just a soldier. I follow commands. Woo. And they tell themselves that and got you believing that's it. But the bottom line is they were doing it for money. They were doing it for money. If money had not been the bait, they wouldn't have done it. If money, let the man say, go out there and stop this chaos. This time there's no pay. You just stop it because it's the right thing to do. There'll be 2 or 3 of you out there going out there killing people. But the most of you drop that thing and go home. So that's how that bait is used, my friend. And today, they are trying to use that again. They are trying to say, well, we're going to stop some of these things that we've been doing to you. We're going to make sure that the police won't choke you. And if he does, we're going to make him pay. So they'll get the message. Stop choking them. We got to give them that. That's one of the sanctions we're going to remove. Another sanction, we're going to put a little bit more money in the community, in the organizations that are 501(c), and we're going to make sure we know everything that they're doing, but we're going to authorize them to share more with their community, make them feel good about themselves. And that's what you call pacifying. You know, you're not feeding him, you're just pacifying him. Get him back, quiet down a little bit. And you know how it is. Once you get them quiet down, it takes a long time to get them stirred up again. That's the game that they're playing. So the bait keeps standing out there. And you say, accept that, and you walk away. You walk away, still a second-class citizen. You walk away, still a slave. You walk away with that authority over your head, willing to kill you at any time. And this time, you know it. But you think that you're being smart. You think you're just riding out time, and somebody's going to come and rescue you. You think there's going to be a Moses that's going to come and rescue you. You think there's going to be a Jesus that come and rescue you. I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, stop right here. If anybody rescue you, it's going to be you rescuing you. And what do I mean by that? How can you rescue you? By receiving another truth, by receiving another power that you didn't make yourself, and nobody on this earth that call themselves in power right now had anything to do with making you. You got any children? Do you have any children? How many? You control their lives and then they leave. My friends, you and I were put here by a power that we can't see, can't touch, can't conjure up nothing in our emotion, and yet all of the evidence is here. Just one more chance for evidence. And what is that? That evidence is that you stand up to evil. You stand up to death. Our brother, George Floyd, was taken. He was taken. He was handcuffed, thrown down, and taken by the powers that exist. That is a message to every human being on the face of the earth. That the powers on the face of the earth will do that to anybody. To do that to anybody. To your mama, to your son, to your daughter, to your dad. That was the message. What's the challenge? The challenge is, who are you? Are you going to ride along on that bandwagon that's carrying that message? Or are you going to resist it? That's the challenge. And there's a choice now on you. What are you going to do? Are you going to ride that bandwagon? And if you're going forward, it doesn't matter whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. That's exactly where you're going. You're marching on with all of this deception, all this misdirection. For there's only one way out. George proved it to us. He shared with us that the answer is something you can't see. That's what he called on. Something that he believed in, that's always been there. He said, Mother. Most people who know God would say, Lord have mercy, or help me, Father. Something like that. But, or say, Mama. And you see the world. The challenge to you. Are you going to go with that? Are you going to be a one in your silence? Are you going to be a one? Are you going to be one that accept these things that they're offering you, these trinkets? Are you going to be one and say, well, okay, I guess the knee on the neck is not so bad. I guess that the fact that he couldn't breathe wasn't so bad. I guess the fact that he had to die is okay. That's the way of the world. That's the kinds of things that people have to go through. And yet the challenge to you is to make a choice. And what choice will you make? And what other choices there for you to make? And that is the challenge, my friends, that God is real. Now you're standing right before you, with Donald Trump with a AK-47, ready to blow your brains out. And behind him is the Republican Party. And behind him is the high top Democrat. And behind him or her is the rest of the Democrats. All of them with a bullet at your head. Because this is the challenge. And what you gonna do? You heard the expression. Now what you gonna do? Somebody said, you can't stand the truth. Well, what is the truth? Here's the truth. One will take a life to be boss. And one will give a life to say, not here. Now, in order to give your life to stand there, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Just stand there and say, take it. Why you say that? Because you know what they don't know. What is that? You know that you got a master. And it ain't a bullet. It ain't a person over there finna pull the trigger. It's a power you can't see. You can't touch, can't feel. And before you be a coward, I'm telling you something, ladies and gentlemen. When you're a coward, there's a fear there. There's a fear that eats you up. It just eats you up. But when you're not a coward, oh, brother, you getting a chance to do the right thing, just, you can't, woo! See, if there was one person around George Floyd at that moment that was not a coward, the cop was a coward, all his buddies was a coward, everybody standing around was a coward. And this boy was destroyed because of cowardice. This nation will be destroyed because of cowardice. The message today, ladies and gentlemen, is, are you going to accept these trinkets? Or are you going to say, no, we're going to do it again. And we're going to do it the right way. We're going to do it again. I'm not going to let you come back here all of my life. You've been messing over me in your evilness. Nah, and then we're going to straighten it up right here and go forward. I'd be damn if that's going to happen. We're going to start it brand new, and we're going to do it right. And in doing it right, you'll never have to suffer for anything. It's natural that you'll never have to suffer for anything. And we're going to demand that it's done because we're not going to accept it any other way. And if you kill us, who's going to do it for you then? You know you're not going to do it because you don't work. You live off debt and taxes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough. I'll thank you so very much for giving me this your time. Once again, this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.